Hello America, and welcome to Xandermonium, the talk show that gets you talking. I'm your host, Xander Gibb, and in this, the very first episode, I'll be telling you about what's to come in our show, and I will also be talking to singer and songwriter Nebo and checking out her vocal prowess. More to come in a mere moment. Now you can interact with us during the show via Twitter. Tweet us at Xander Gibb using the hashtag XanTV. That's XANTV, XANTV with the hashtag. And you can also go to our website and sign up for the mailing list and keep up to date with what's going on with the show and a plethora of interesting information. Don't forget, that's www.xandergibb.com. That's www.xandergibb.com. So I'm sure you're wondering by now, who is this Xander Gibb chappie? Well, I'm a broadcaster, writer, actor, and singer, and I host a weekly radio talk show aptly entitled Xandermonium. And that goes out live on Sunday afternoons, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We also aim to bring you lots of interesting segments and guests and talented singers, and I will be even offering you a tune or two myself from time to time. I will also be sharing with you my tips along the way with regards to my journey back to health and fitness. I'll be working with a nutritionist and a personal trainer to help me get rid of some of the extra pounds and get back into shape. And believe me, if I can do it, you can too. Oh yes, come along and get fit with Xander Gibb. I look forward to sharing the journey with you. And now it's time for Xander's soapbox. Look out! So I actually wrote and published a book, a project I'm very proud of, and this was an almighty achievement for me. You see, I started writing this book about 10 years ago and kept meaning to finish it. And when my friend finished his book, I kind of felt like I had to challenge myself. Now, this challenge was in no way to compete with my fabulous friend. Oh, no, siree. It was more about making myself actually do something I'd set out to do, as I said 10 years prior. As my book, The Boy from Beyond the Ice House, is semi-autobiographical, it also helped me to excise some demons and finally put some semblance of distance and order with the things that I had encountered in my childhood. The catharsis that took place was actually immeasurable, and I was able to see my early life in such a different light. It also showed me what I am capable of when I really put my mind to it, and what even I can achieve with discipline. Now, if you knew me in my youth, then maybe you are mentioned in my book. You can get your copy from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all good bookstores. I heartily recommend you write a book, as it's easy to self-publish now, and we will be doing a segment on that in a couple of weeks' time. Now, The View are also looking for new co-hosts, as well as Margaret Cho and Rosie O'Donnell. I think I would make an ideal candidate for the job. What do you think? Make sure to tweet Xan for The View. That's XAN, the number 4, and The View. THEVIEW to The View TV. And tell them that you think that Xander Gibb, along with the other two I have mentioned, would make the Fab 3 for The View. Well, I can dream, can't I? If you would like to come on the show and get on your soapbox, email us at xander@xandergibb.com. That's xander@xandergibb.com. Oh, yes, indeed. And now it's time for Chit Chat. So my guest today on Chit Chat is singer-songwriter and Bronx native Laurie Nebo. She actually wrote the theme tune for our little show. Now before we have a little chit chat, she's going to share with us that song that is our intro. It's called Boogie Down Bronx. So give it up for the one, the only Miss Laurie Nebo.
Let's go uptown, boogie down. Uptown, boogie down. Uptown, boogie down. We woke up with a new proclamation. Destination was the boogie down Bronx. From California to Philadelphia, to the boogie down Bronx, Manhattan. That's what I wanted, but the rent was cheaper in the boogie down Bronx. Now you might have your own constellations, but I got this inspiration in the boogie down Bronx. Let's go uptown to the boogie down Bronx, like a town in New York City. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, where the girls always look pretty. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. Manhattan, so sophisticated. Queens is so fly, airport associated. Brooklyn and Crooklyn, you ain't got no business talking about a place you've never been. Well, my town is where everybody owns. We got the Yankees in the boogie down Bronx. We got the Bronx Zoo, botanical gardens too. Oh, the City Island for the best seafood. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, like a town in New York City. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, where the girls always look pretty. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. And we got doctors and lawyers and entrepreneurs, officers and professors and engineers, teachers and students, politicians and thugs, represented from the Bronx, U.S. Supreme Court judge, Irishmen and Africans and everybody in between. Put it all together, it's the American dream. And when I'm in Manhattan, I tell the cashier I get it cheaper in the boogie down Bronx. Let's go uptown to the boogie down Bronx, like a town in New York City. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, where the girls always look pretty. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. And we got Bronx born J-Lo, Big Pun and Curtis Blow, Cool Herc, Jim Jones, Mary J and Willie Colon, Valerie Simpson, Carly Simon, Terror Squad and Fat Joe, Africa Bambaataa and the whole Zulu Nation. Grand Wizard Theodore started scratching in his basement. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five kept the hip hop generation and the message alive. Let's go uptown to the boogie down Bronx, like a town in New York City. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, where the girls always look pretty. Uptown to the boogie down Bronx, home of the Yankees. We got mamacitas and senoritas. Go to Arthur Avenue for the best Italian food. We got brotherhood and sisterhood. Let's say a prayer for the neighborhood. Let's go.
So welcome, Laurie, and thanks for joining us So you actually wrote the song that you just sang, Boogie Down Bronx. Tell us how that song came about.
Actually, I wrote it on the train. It's so funny. Songs for me, they just come. So
Right.
this one just kind of came, and then I got the idea of the Boogie Down Bronx. I mean, there's a lot of songs already out there
With the phrase.
with that phrase, and
Right.
it is a great city. So anyway, I kind of wanted to tell like my whole story of when I came here from California to Philadelphia, New York City to the Boogie Down Bronx.
Great. So how long have you been singing, and what drew you to the profession initially?
You know what? I've been singing all my life. Used to sing in church. That's why I grew up singing in church. My mother was very, very religious, and it was like a rule every Sunday that we had to go to church. And when I became a teenager, I rebelled a little bit, with that. But as I grew older, I really always had a love for music and for performing and singing.
So was the writing a byproduct of the singing, or had you always written anyway?
Well, I started writing songs when I was at the university, and I was kind of a starving student. I was a single mother, and I lived there with my children on the university campus. And I had to get extra money for groceries and things like that. And I started working for a balloon company, and I started delivering balloons with singing telegrams.
Right.
Yeah, and so what happened there is from there, whenever I was driving in the car, I would always write the song for the person that I was delivering the balloons to. If it was a birthday song or an anniversary song or retirement song, I was writing the song always in the car, and I would be like under pressure trying to get the song finished before I got to the person's house to deliver the balloons.
Right.
And so I started getting really good at writing these really fast, little quick songs. And next thing you know, I just started writing more and more songs then they became real songs.
Brilliant. So tell me, who are your influences musically, and who did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, Shaka Khan, Natalie Cole, Linda Ronstadt. I mean, I grew up listening to some really great artists. Sarah Vaughan, in the jazz genre. The Supremes. I mean, I grew up listening to just regular pop music, R&B, gospel. I was in a gospel choir, and then I started writing a lot of different gospel songs. But the first time that I realized that I was actually writing songs was when I was at the university, and they had a poem contest, and I had a lot of lyrics written. So I said, well, maybe I'll give these for the poem contest, because I thought they were poems. And I had an instructor tell me that they were not poems, they were songs.
So is that like your process? Do you write the words first, or do you get a lyric in your head and the melody? Which way does it work for you as regards to writing a song?
For me, personally, usually I'll get the melody in my head, or I do a lot of improvising with my voice sometimes, especially when I was in the car. I would always have a radio that would break in the car. I would always have one of those raggedy cars that's
Absolutely. I have one right now.
Yeah. You go over a bump and then the radio goes off.
So you have to make your own entertainment, basically.
Yeah, so I used to sing all the time in the car, but I would improvise with my voice. And then I just started writing. I'd hear the melody, and then from there I would start with a song, and I'd say, what do I want to say in this song or whatever. But usually the songs would come.
Right.
But usually it's the words. Sometimes it's the words that kind of rhyme, and then I put a melody together, or the melody is already there, and I'll put the words together.
Totally. So tell me, how hard is it for an unsigned artist like yourself to get noticed and to get people to listen to her music?
It's very difficult because nobody knows who I am, and even when they hear the song, they say, who the hell is that lady? Who is she? So it's kind of hard to break into the industry, but I do believe that if you are
faithful and you love what you do, continue to do it. Don't give up. Just continue, and sooner or later something will happen.
So we're getting to the point in the show now where we're going to do the quick or fire questions round. So the idea is that I ask you a question and you tell me the first thing that comes into your head.
Okay.
All right, so starting now. What question do you most hate to be asked?
Are you in a relationship?
Okay, are you in a relationship?
No.
All right, next question. Who is your idol?
My idol. I have a lot of idols. I love Beyonce. I love Stevie Wonder. I love Mariah Carey. I love Sheryl Crow.
All right, just to remind you, it's a quick fire round.
Oh,
so
okay,
the
sorry.
Answers need to be quick so we can zip through. All right, what's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show, that's a good question. Wow.
Apart from Xandermonium, of course.
Yes, of course. I would say I love watching the Today Show.
Okay. Frasier or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Tacos or sushi?
Tacos.
Madonna or Lady Gaga?
Madonna.
Worst movie you ever saw?
Worst movie I ever saw. That's a good question. There's a lot of them out there,
But you only have to pick one. Or you can say pass if it's easier for you.
Pass.
All right. Walking Dead or Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Rice or pasta?
Pasta.
You find $50 in church. Do you A, keep it, B, give it to the minister, or C, do you give it to the homeless guy outside?
Give it to the minister.
Okay. Which 3 celebs, living or dead, would you invite to dinner, and what would you cook?
I would probably cook lasagna.
Right.
3 celebrities, living or dead.
Yeah.
And salad, of course. I would have vegetables, and it would be probably like a vegetarian lasagna.
All right. It's quick fire.
Okay, quick fire.
So the 3 guests would be...
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Natalie Cole.
And Xander Gibb.
And Xander Gibb, of course.
All right. So the Cosbys or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The audience are looking as if to say, you're a celebrity, Xander Gibb. So the Cosbys or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oprah or Dr. Phil?
Oprah.
Okay. Madonna and Lady Gaga are drowning. Whose head did you take your foot off first?
Wow. That's a good question.
Remember, it's quick fire.
Madonna.
Okay. So if you found a coin with a date 10 BC on it, would it be authentic?
Yes.
It would it? Okay. Which celebrity could you willingly slap? And don't say me. All right, audience, I'm not a celebrity. Okay. Which audience member could you willingly slap? Which celebrity could you willingly slap?
Justin Bieber.
Right. Okay. Favorite TV Muppet?
Miss Piggy.
Law and Order, Criminal Intent or Special Victims?
Special Victims.
I would agree with that too. So that concludes our quick fire questions round. And our team of psychologists are working away backstage to interpret what those answers actually mean. So tell us where people can find you on the internet, Laurie.
Just punch in Laurie Nebo, L-O-R-I-N-E-B-O. I'm also on Facebook, Laurie Nebo, L-O-R-I. N as in Nancy, get the name right. E, B as in boy, O. Also, I have a ReverbNation.com/Laurie. That's L-O-R-I.
Brilliant.
And then YouTube, you can find all my videos on YouTube. I have Shout Out to the Troops. I have a song that I wrote just for the troops and all of our military people. I also have a song that I dedicated to Martin Luther King, and it's called Martin Luther King.
Aptly so, of course.
Yes, and I have a lot of songs. I have a wedding song that's called Bonded in Love.
Right.
And I have a whole album. It's called I Am a Voice, and that's on iTunes.com/Lori Nebo. Also, it's on Spotify and Amazon.
All right, so make sure you check out Lori Nebo on social media and on all of those outlets she just mentioned. Thank you so much for joining us today and for singing us. And you're going to go off now and sing another song for us. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this is called The Character of a Good Man. And I actually wrote this when I was mad at my boyfriend.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go over now to Lori to sing another song.
Love and affection can sometimes lead you in the wrong direction, but it's never too late, baby, or to make a change, my friend. And if you seek, then you shall find. Ask, and it shall be given. Remember, all the good things come from heaven, and the character of a good man is his honesty and his compassion. Love beholds, it comes shining through, and he's never too big or too bad to show it to you or to you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And if you learn how to live and learn how to forgive and never take for granted all the little things, and if you're looking for a higher plane, remember nothing ever stays the same, and a good man in this lifetime can be sometimes hard to find, and the character of a good man is his honesty and his compassion.
That was the fabulous Laurie Nebo singing her original composition, The Character of a Good Man. Make sure you follow her on iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Sister Nebo, and tell her that Brother Xander sent you. And now it's time to check out one of my songs entitled This Is Love from the album The Platinum Prequel, available from iTunes, CD Baby, and all good music outlets.
Love is a drug that can kill you, baby. Love sets your body on fire. It burns so deep, something you can't keep. You can't control the desire. Flames of addiction, burning through my soul. Flames of addiction, make me lessons I know. Love made me feel secure and safe. I'm driven to distraction. The phoenix from the ashes rose in the heat of satisfaction. Flames of addiction, burning through my soul. Flames of addiction, make me less than pour some water on me, dampen the flames. I ain't got a clue why you're playing this game. I feel the heat, I feel the pain. Is your love alive? I can't take the strain. You've ignited something deep inside of me. Burning, yearning, not discerning. Won't you set me free? Standing in the embers, you're smoking, I can see. Come on now, you know you can. Come and set me free. Flames of addiction. Come on now, you know you can. Come and set me. Flames of addiction. It's time for decisions, babe, as I continue to perspire. Do I withstand the heat or do I get out of the fire? Flames of addiction, burning through my soul. Flames of addiction, make me less than whole. Flames of addiction, burning through my soul. Flames of addiction, make me less than whole. I feel the heat, I feel the pain. Is your love alive? I can't take the strain. You've ignited something deep inside of me. Burning, yearning, not discerning. Won't you set me free?
Well, that's all we have time for today on Xandermonium. I hope you enjoyed our first show and that you'll join us again next time. Don't forget to join our mailing list at xandergibb.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And make sure to check out my fabulous guest from today, Laurie Nebo, singer, songwriter, and most of all, thanks to you for watching. Don't forget to check out my book, The Boy from Beyond the Ice House. Stay cool in the boogie down, and we'll see you next time on Xandermonium. Bye.
Let's go.